on.
You can see here.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, we're live.
All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Kearney Parks and Recreation Park and Tree Board. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Eric, have you taken roll?
I have taken roll. We do have a quorum. The only person missing is Jeff Hutton.
All right, we need approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting, Tuesday, May 20th, 2025? And I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve the minutes.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Public request and presentation.
We don't have any, unless Larry, you have something for the board.
All right, park updates.
We'll go back a little bit, starting with our park maintenance, our seasonal help. We ended up having 3 seasonal positions that we're able to use this summer. We started those in May, and then Elijah worked through July 4th, and then our other 2 started the last part of May, and they ended last Friday. So our summer seasonal positions are now complete. They had to go back to school, and Elijah's in the military reserve. So they were good. They were able to split 1,000 hours between the 3 of them, and we did not fulfill that. So hopefully we'll be able to give our part-time employee some of those hours. It's a legal issue, and I don't know how many we can give before that position is, quote, considered full-time, but it has been raised this year. So we'll be able to give some more hours to Jeff Anderson to help us out through the growing season. So anyway, that's that.
All right. Fireworks?
We had a great July 3rd celebration. Ryan and I were commenting that we haven't seen cars like that out there in a few years. I know last year we had the rain out, and then you reschedule it and it's on the same weekend. So that deters from people that have plans throughout the weekend. But we had a great concert, and Ryan will talk a little bit on the concerts. But this year we added some food trucks in areas that would not compete with the regular concession stand up at the pavilion. And we had the Good Stuff truck that served corn dogs and funnel cakes, and we had 90 shaved ice out there. They were located up by the playground area. And then we also had the nutrition place here in town. They were over by the rodeo arena area. And then we also had that night, we had Stevie Ray's barbecue, and he was located in the pond parking lot. Worked out great. I know that I heard the Lions Club sold out of food at about the time the fireworks started. Stevie Ray sold out of stuff. The lemonade stand sold out of stuff. And we get a cut of those food trucks that are there. So it adds a little bit of income to offset some costs, but the main thing is it was great for people that didn't want to walk up to the concession stand and wanted to stay at their vehicles. There was some close proximity to different venues of concessions and things like that. So it was a great turnout. They were parked clear to the east side in the RV parking lot. We haven't seen that in a few years, so we were really happy about that. So, Ryan, you want to add anything on that?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. We had close to 6,000 people in the park that night. So it was probably right at 6,000 when you factor in the fudge factor on those things, but pretty good crowd.
Excellent.
All right.
What's the percentage you get on the
10. Yeah. Yep.
Capital projects.
Capital projects, we finally got our mower.
Wow.
It's been a blessing. When we got it in July, end of July, but it was good because we could get everybody on a mower that we needed to. And we've had the timely rains where it just, usually in July, we'll stop mowing the soccer fields because they just turn brown because of, not this year.
not all the rain?
Yeah, and we've mowed nonstop, and so we know our fuel is gonna be up this year, but it makes the park look nicer too with the rain, keeps everything green. But we did get the mower, came in under budget by about $600, so we're happy to have that. It's a rear discharge, and so that came in, and I'll just keep going down our capital projects. Unless you have any comments on that. Our skate park has been a huge hit. The initial install we had, and then Ryan and I went out and looked at it, and even though the surface is flat, not everything fits exactly flat to the ground, so they did a few alignments and tack welded some of the features, and we weren't happy with how there was two different types of paint, even though they're manufactured at the same time, and the paint, it just dried differently, and Ryan and I were upset with that, and so we had them come back out after a week of being open, and it was only closed for a day, and they painted it on a hot day, so there wasn't going to be a lot of people out there at that time. And we made them repaint all the new features, so everything looks perfect, uniform in color, and things like that. So that was a $42,000 project, and as I was coming here tonight, even though it's hot, there was a lot of people on the skate park tonight, so that's a good thing. It's great that it's being used. Our dechlorination system, rip wrap and fence cap, we've got one total completion out of that. The dechlorination system was needed because of the DNR regulations that we have to do for the splash park with the water runoff into the creek. That seems it's a lot easier for us to change out the installed dechlorination tabs into the system. Ryan found that system, and we were able to get that buried with the help of the water department, so it sits in there and not corrodes and things of that nature. So it's a really nice system that we have and easy access. We put the riprap in as the water goes down, and that also allows air and sun to hit it to further take out chlorine before it goes into Bear Creek. But one thing this fall, after the splash park closes, we will be riprapping from First Street Bridge all the way down to the Second Street culvert area, getting that lined. That way, because we're getting erosion in there, and we want to stop that. So It's partially done, but we still have money in that fund, that construction fund to do that project this fall. And then we have fence caps for the pickleball courts that are in, and that'll be nice. Because people like to jump the fence out of the pickleball courts, and the top of the fence, the low fences are getting bent over and things of that nature, and it'll protect the fence tops. And we've used that on our baseball fields, and Ryan got all that ordered. He had to do the measurements to make sure we have enough, and it's just wrapped in big coils, and it's out at Backport Park. So that'll be a fall project, because that'll take some time to cut and piece those, that fence cap in. Our playground, we got installed end of June, right before the July 3rd celebration, which was a gift, because the web climber is the biggest feature out there that people like to use. And some of you that were here, we kind of went over it last month, but that playground itself is 18 years old. It was installed in 2007 on the July 3rd celebration weekend. So that served its purpose really well. And how they installed it was just amazing, but that's why we had them install it. It was the professionally people that do the Miracle Playground equipment. They did the install. And we also get the merry-go-round installed in there. And then Ryan will let you talk about what we did because of the complaint of water.
So somehow water was getting trapped in our big plastic, heavy-duty plastic merry-go-round. And so we figured out where we thought it was trapped. And so we crawled under it and drilled weep holes that weren't drilled out from the factory or from the install. So now, no water.
No water, and that thing's been great. You know, people called and we said,
they're like, oh, it's really heavy and it sounds like there's water. I'm like, what? So I went out there and that thing was really heavy. I could barely move it. Yeah.
So they just didn't have the weep holes drilled out.
Punched out, yeah. So we
They have them in the
couple.
seats, and I'm like, well, I know that the seats have the, so you're not sitting in water, and we found it and got them done. And
That was hilarious.
I mean, water just
It was just,
whoosh.
yeah. We got pretty wet. I mean, it was hard not to.
Because you had to get up under.
Yeah, yeah, you had to get
We had to take the mats
a good
out.
ways under,
Envisioning
yeah.
this.
It's all right though, it's fixed and now the kids can enjoy it.
Item E are Food and Flicks Fridays. Again, we want to thank the Kearney, Cosentino's Price Chopper, specifically the Cosentino family for sponsoring our movies in the park.
Sure.
Those movies are $500 a piece that we have to basically rent because of copyright laws. And it's better just to be safe than sorry. That way we don't get turned in as a city for, showing movies that we don't have permission to do. So that's what we do. We've had food trucks there, and we've shown 3. We have one more showing, and it happens to be on a Friday night when the Chiefs play. We didn't know that at the time, the schedule wasn't out, but we'll be showing Moana 2 on September 5th.
It might rain.
We
just pray
for rain.
We get a year to reschedule it if it
Yeah.
rains.
Oh, there you
so
go.
Oh,
That's a pretty nice little bonus for the $500 we're paying to rent it.
But
What kind of turnout you guys getting?
the last one was much bigger than the first, and it was hot. The
Yeah.
first couple were hot, and then actually, why we have it on Friday instead of Saturdays is, or a work day is church on Sunday, but Friday night, most people have the Saturday off, but we have to start we didn't start the first night, I think, till like 5 till 9 or something like that. And, you know, it's the kids that are there, they get tired. But, you know, it's been fun. The last one, 20 minutes is a big deal when you can start it at, you know, 8:35 or something like that. An extra 25 minutes makes a big difference of almost getting through the movie. And it's good. I've talked with Cosentino's and they're on board. I met them out at Price Chopper. The general manager, store manager, I should say, Jason Tack, had asked if I'd come out and visit with them and told them about it and asked them if they do it again next year. They're on board for next year, so that's nice. And we've been promoting Cosentino's on all of our social media and things of that nature. So it's good advertising for them, but it's a nice community service that they're doing for us. Hall Park, okay. We had some feedback from MoDOT, and we were able, not we, our architect, Vario, was able to update some plans and get them final plans to be okayed through MoDOT. This one won't take near as long. We're, like I said, 6-7 months behind because of the holdup. Our cost estimates now will be, he can go forward because we won't have to go through yards to the northeast, which would have been a huge, another cost. Ryan and I met with Patty Hubbard. What day was that, Ryan? Last Thursday?
Yeah.
We met because they have to do audits post inspections of LWCF properties, so they had to do, it's not very often that they inspect 3 separate parcels of ground that we've received, but we're one of the lucky ones that have received 3 grants. So she had to do all of them. One of them was Hall Park, naturally. She just had to take a picture of the sign and the flat ground that was there. They did post-inspection of Lions Park and then also the pickleball court because that was actual LWCF property that we took over now and have to maintain to their standards because we got that land from the school and took over the boundary of LWCF property. So, but we met with her and she reassured us because we've been in down moods about Hall Park and getting it done or actually just being able to go out for bid. And she says, don't worry, you're not behind. It's scheduled to be completed midsummer next year. That's the deadline, she said, but technically we have a whole nother year. They say 2 years, but we have 3. So she said, you're way ahead of the curve. And I said, well, Ryan and I, we said not to our standards because everything has been done and gotten done prior to even our original deadline.
When
Go ahead.
you have a department as small as ours, you really have to be efficient and focus on efficiency. And that's kind of our unwritten mantra between Eric, Ray, and myself, is that we have to be efficient in order to tackle all the things that are expected, you know, from the board and our community. And when something like this happens, it just completely throws a wrench into, you know, plans, long-term and short-term. And so it's really great to get that reassurance from Patty when we did, because that, you know, changes our outlook a little bit.
Well, and the thing of it is even though nothing has been done, there's still paperwork we have to send in.
Oh, yeah.
With quarterly paperwork, and then I said, are you needing our reimbursements from what we have so far from the engineers? And she said, yes, plus the cultural survey. So when they say, yeah, send in your stuff, it's just not, well, here's what we've paid. No, fill out this form, you fill out this form, and the checks have to match from what you put in, and we have to have the invoices that they send us, our pay request, the cancel checks,
The logs.
the logs, and a statement.
Yep.
So just on two things, I sent her a stack of papers about like this, scanned in, so we can start getting a reimbursement. And I think it was a $42,000 reimbursement, and it's on a 50/50, so we'll be getting $20,000 back of actually, even though we paid 46, we'll be getting our 50% back from LWCF.
And that's one thing with these grants. I was telling Ashton before the meeting, yes, they're a ton of work. Like, they're probably an extra 500 hours of work by the time everything's said and done. But they're giving us $500,000. So, I mean, you know, it kind of weighs itself. I mean, it's an equivalent exchange, I think.
Well, and on that, and we were worried about the price of the steel and everything because we have to buy it's a BABA term. They've lessened the stipulations. Is that?
I don't really want to comment on a public meeting on that yet. The way we understand it, certain things that we thought had to be Build American, Buy American don't have to now because things have changed in Washington. But we are definitely going to seek clarification on that before we do anything because we don't want to mess up.
Because if something happens, we don't get credit for.
Yeah, we don't get reimbursed for that.
We don't get reimbursement. And so we've got.
We're going to
follow the book.
right before we hit send on our order.
Right. Just to, we're going to follow that guidebook like we have on all of our projects so we don't mess something up.
Yeah, and that's part of the deal. When you get one of these grants, you get this, huge guidebook. They call it the Bible. I know it's blasphemy, but but I mean, it's, it has pretty much everything you could ever think to ask.
And is that guidebook changing from when you first got it?
Oh, yeah.
Some, yeah. Some.
It did from the
It's
first
online.
one, from the amphitheater to now, it's really different.
Well, that was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, more stipulations.
But like, say, Lions Park, the Hall Park, some, not a ton, but like the buying stipulations were the biggest thing that had changed.
Yep. Any questions on that?
You're still on budget with this Hall Park, because I thought there was a sheet that you had sent out saying that it was over budget. Or like, for now, is it?
Well, and the contingency was built in there, so now that we have some guidance of where we're at, and he can get down into the nuts and bolts with the plans, he'll be giving us another cost estimate coming up fairly shortly. And we told her, she said, Eric, you're in the same boat as everybody else because of the grants were awarded 2 years ago. Prices don't go down. And there's some things that we might not get extra features that we wanted or the type of fencing that we wanted because of the cost, but it'll still be an exceptional product. It's just something, but that way we can show them why and they understand why.
So the thing you have to remember on these grants too is if you tell them, I'm gonna have a bench here, a picnic table here, and a fence here, you have to have those things. But you do not specify, I'm gonna have this brand of bench, this brand of picnic table, and this brand of fence. So that's where you can sub stuff in and out and do some cost engineering and make it work. Yeah.
Understood.
And what's the next step in this whole process?
Getting the updated cost estimates from Vireo and the plans where we'll look at the plans and the cost estimates, and if we're close, we'll still go out for bid because that's the engineer's estimate, and then we'll be at the mercy of, well, we'll have to get approved. That's another thing, another step. We have to approve, send in our bid notice to get approved, that we can send that bid notice out to get bids. to advertise for bids. Once that is, we'll advertise. We have to advertise at least 3 weeks. Then we have about a 3-week grace period of the contractors putting the figures together and so on and so forth. And then we'll do a bid opening and see where the bids are. Select a contractor after that, and then start. So then we have to get a notice to proceed. We'll send in who the bids are, who we want. They'll say yes or no, and then get a notice to proceed, and then construction can start. So just because we get a bid and we accept this bid doesn't mean that they accept it. We have to send in the stuff and explain why we want this contractor.
We accept the bid contingent upon
Right.
WCF also agreeing.
Right.
And then we'll get that, and then they'll give us a notice to proceed letter, and then work can start. So anyway, that's where we are on that project. Last night was the second night of our Board of Aldermen priority setting session. We had an initial meeting about a month ago, and the board came up with 5 or 6 areas of things they would like to see us as staff, and it's just not the park, it's overall wastewater, the water, public works, all of us. And then last night, we gave them a list of some initiatives that we think we can fulfill according to the board's priorities. And Ashton is our Board of Aldermen liaison. And Ashton, if you want to chime in or add something that I might forget, please do so. But there were some things, one of the things that was discussed originally at the first meeting was we're known for trails in our parks. We've got a town this size, 7+ miles of trails is pretty much unheard of. And what we're trying to do now with the Mac Porter Connector Trail is you're going to be able to walk from the furthest point in Jesse James all the way down through Mac Porter. And then there's some other development that's coming with pathways and coming out of Mac Porter to lead to downtown with some things that Shelley is doing. Walk to the sidewalk, on the sidewalks, walk or bike, all the way down to 19th Street, get on the trail there and do a continuous loop, and you won't have to ever be in a street. So if that's one of the things that they're really high on in the grant for the Mac Porter Connector Trail, that is one of them. But then these trails need maintenance, and they want us to start setting back some money on a continual basis for trail repair. And Ryan and I have been looking immediate needs that we need to do, and Donnie said he has some areas that he thinks we need to do as well. But we're gonna address the immediate needs, whether it's a cut and patch just to get us started on some areas where we think a cut and patch will work on the South Campus Trail, and then continue to make sure that we have use tax money and things of this nature, because that's part of what the use tax that was promised to the voters, what we do with that money, parks, police, pathways, and pets. And get this money where hopefully down the road we can either slurry seal, do overlays, and Ryan started on some figures on different things, and the people that build our playground, McConnell and Associates, I've talked with them. They bought a new paver for overlays, especially just for trails. It goes from 10 foot all the way down to a 5-foot trail instead of the big ones that do like the overlays of the streets and things of that nature. But that'll all be a bid process, and we'll go about it when we do that. But you want to add anything on that, Ashton, that I've maybe missed?
No, the trail was the big one.
Yeah,
It was high priority,
yeah.
not just for me, but for majority of the board.
And we realize that, and there's never been any money set aside. And you've got to maintain, or, you know, they're gonna go bad. And we did receive an award on our trails, this year. So that's the best in the Northland. So we want to keep that, and we want to keep the trails, good.
Have you guys been on the trails?
Mm-hmm.
So you've seen,
I took a baby stroll around one from the pickleball courts down to like behind the baseball fields. And the number of times the baby went like this, because it's pretty bad right there, especially.
is it just like mostly roots that are causing the?
There are there's roots, and then there's, just heating, where the compaction, especially out on that.
There's been a, ton of ground disturbance from all the construction and the new homes going in there, on the south
Hasn't
trail.
been that many. Especially in Greenfield, right?
Yes.
Oh, my Lord. I'm being nice about it.
Not only that, but the homes, it's causing some water problems with drainage where it's not getting down to grade where it used to just all drain. It's not anymore, so we're dealing with homeowners come and try and grade this to get the water flowing. Well, it's not caused by us, it's caused by the developer, and there was nothing in that development agreement. So we can't go back on any of that stuff. So we're dealing with some stuff, and so we just need to go from here and
There's nothing we can do.
Nothing we can do except try and correct and get some of the big areas that we can cut and patch and get them compacted back down in a nice smooth trail.
So are you saying on the backside of Greenfield where the new residence lot butts up to the trail, it dips?
There's a dip, and then there's a
Yeah, a few different,
heave this way and dips this way. And
not taking a bike over it.
if you start at by the railroad tracks right there at the curve across from the LDS church, take that all the way to Fishing River, you'll understand. And it's not near as bad until you get about halfway through it, and then it really starts.
Yeah, no, it's pretty rough.
So
It's always fun when we're driving the trail to inspect and we forget about it and we're like, oh, there's the dip in the truck. I will say, I wasn't part of this meeting, but we're not gonna leave any stone unturned as far as the actual materials and everything that might go into, redoing these trails. We have some interesting ideas, I think, and I would love to be able to set a few sections of trail aside to test different
test sections.
essentially test sections, yes. Because we might find something really, really workable.
Different cost-effective ways to strip and relay?
Well, tackling different things too, like drainage. I think, without getting too deep into it, I can't remember what they're called. You know what I'm talking about though. The geo, be potential drainage solutions that might make everyone happy. From that to a less impactful trail that might work better with our senior population as well. So just some ideas we have, and we don't know if they're feasible, but we'd like to investigate them more.
Would there be any idea or consideration for pay per usage? And I'm not talking about individual residents and stuff like that, but I'm talking about for larger events. Could we profit off something like that if it's a advertised or a larger group that they could put money into the city? I mean, I'm sure a lot of these things they charge participants for runs and walks and dogs and bike rides and stuff like that, but the money doesn't come back to the city, it goes to their organization. Could we get any pay per usage out of larger groups?
We could, but I'm thinking that's not gonna be any real revenue. I mean,
Nah,
honestly,
minimal.
maybe a couple grand a year, Matt, like, and that's being optimistic.
It won't offset any
No, absolutely not. Not even
slowing
close.
of maintenance.
Yeah. That won't even get the machines there.
Right.
The one thing that most of the organizations that do, they'll run the big runs down in Kansas City, but the school does a lot of their runs here, and they're a political subdivision, we can't charge. That's just a law, and we wouldn't want to do it anyway, because we have use of their gymnasiums and things of that for our volleyball and basketball and things of that nature. So that's one thing, even if we could, we wouldn't, or.
Yeah, we have a really good relationship with
We
the
do.
school district.
Yeah, so.
I don't want to change that. It's really nice, just like, for instance, I'm able to email their head IT guy and say, hey, I need into this building on these days. He's like, okay, cool. You know, he's like, I put it on your card. So then I can just show up and unlock the door and it works. That's the kind of relationship we have with them. It's, mutual trust. So don't want to mess that up.
One thing too, getting back to the priority setting session is, a basic services is a continuation, a yearly continuation that the board wants all of the departments to do, and us as well, because when people come out to the parks, they don't want to see a bunch of high grass off of the side of the trail. We did that for like 4 mowings, and it just, because our budget was cut, it just looks terrible. And that's one thing that we won't do, is cut our basic services that we do. Got to make sure we clean the bathrooms every day. Mowing, making the parks as presentable as we can, because the parks get used extensively. It's amazing how many times that when we get our reservations, Kansas City, Liberty, Platte City, Cameron, all coming to especially in the summertime, to Lions Park to use our splash park. Excelsior, they've got their splash parks and they don't like them. They like coming to our, and Liberty in the summertime, summer school, they could go to their splash park right there, their buses. Where do they come? They come here. We had a whole month, once a week, of Liberty School District using our facilities, and it was great. I mean, they brought their sack lunch, they had all the fun, so that's nice to see too. So, I don't have anything else under Board of Aldermen priority setting. I'll move on to item H. We installed another memorial park bench for Jessica Cantrell in honor of her parents. She was a sponsor of a bench. We just have to, now that it's all installed, we'll send her an invoice and she pays for all the install, including the bench. And it's in honor of her parents. If you want to know where that bench is, as you come into the park, you get on the trail and you can go left down to the pond, or you can go right towards 33 and then take that loop. It's it's between there and the big cedar trees that you see as you're coming down the hill into the park off of 33. So really nice bench, nice memorial bench. So we just got that done last week, I believe. So anyway, you guys might know them, the Wise Cups. That was her mother and father, so it was placed in their honor, which is really nice. Ryan, I'm going to turn it to you.
Adult activities and sports.
So our spring and summer leagues went really well. Our numbers were great, as I had told you guys way back in May. Everything, no hiccups there. I don't really have a lot to add, honestly. went like it was supposed to go. Our fall leagues are currently just getting started. We actually just ended registration on Sunday. We're down a little bit, but not too much. We're basically right at where we were last year. And it's important to know, Eric and I have talked quite a bit about, I think we're really close to our price limit for a lot of these events. You know, we've been instructed to create more revenue. You know, we're kind of at the ceiling of what people can afford to pay, and it's showing. So it's something to keep in mind. We're going to have to figure out other ways to create revenue. All that being said, the numbers are almost exactly the same as they were last year, and so no growth, but we're not really losing anything either.
And a different program too.
Yeah, so we have flag football, soccer, volleyball, and t-ball. We decided to try to add a fall t-ball league. We did add an adult softball league, and no one signed up. So, and that's okay.
For one
So-
thing, it's hard to find umpires for that.
Yeah.
because
Our umpire service that we normally use for most of our sports refuses to do any adult leagues. Like, they just don't do them anymore.
Because everyone's going to Liberty or what?
They don't want to deal
People
with
don't behave
people.
themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
They're reliving their glory days
people-
and they behave very awful.
people have given adult league sports a very bad name. Yeah.
This is true.
Attest to that.
So that's the fall leagues. Our Kids Fall Festival is September 6th. That was an event that Eric brought back. He kind of pretty much did all that himself. You want to tell them about that, Eric?
Well, we used to do this after it used to be Halloween Hollows, and Danny Withy no longer did that, so we did a basically we called it Kids Fest. And we brought it back this year as the board in last year's board priority. They wanted to see more people in the park. And, you know, it's another event that we can have. We've reached out to service organizations to help us with that because, you know, it's budget. But it's going to be fun day for the kids. Let the kids have one final hurrah before the weather starts getting bad. There'll be inflatables from T7 Sports, and then he made a large contribution to add more inflatables and games for that. Lions Club are coming out and having some table games and providing popcorn balls for all the kids that come out until they run out. The Optimist Club, spoken with Stephanie DePringer, and then she got with other optimists, and they are providing at least 200 hot dogs, and if we need more, the city will run and get more. Depends, you know, we just don't know what the turnout's gonna be, but they are going to provide hot dogs for that event. The Rotary Club is providing pop and water for the event, and actually we'll have the LDS churches coming back like they used to, and they're going to be doing face painting for the kids. So it'll be a fun, let the kids play on the bounce houses, inflatables, have the games. Cotton candy will be out as well, I forgot that. So
This will be at the Jesse James.
it'll be out at Jesse James, and it'll be in the carnival, where Jesse James holds their carnival. It'll be in that area of the park. So it'll be from 1 to 4 p.m. Saturday, as Ryan said, September 7th.
1 to 4?
1 to 4.
It's free to the public?
It is free.
And when was the last time we did this?
So it used to be,
I remember it. It's been a while.
it used to be more closer to Halloween. Then when KEC started doing their Oktoberfest and made it a kids event, that's when we basically decided to not do it anymore.
Because we still had our Oktoberfest before KEC did it up under the pavilion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great turnout last time.
It's only been like 2 or 3 years though, right?
Oh, it's
It's
been
been
longer.
longer than that. My kids were little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been a while.
yeah.
And before that, for you longtime Kearney people, Danny Withy was doing his Halloween Hollows event out there. And that kind of turned into the Kids Fall Festival, and then that kind of turned into Oktoberfest. I guess we need another fall event.
Where will this be broadcasted?
Through Peach Jar at the schools, but we don't want to send anything this first week because all the parents get just bombarded with everything. But it'll be on Peach Jar. In fact, it's already been on our flash update through our communications director. It'll be on our Kearney Parks and Rec page, the city's Facebook page. So we will get it out hot and heavy. So anybody that's in elementary age kids are going to get a Peach Jar through how we send that through the school.
The way it works, well, you're all parents, you know how it works, right? You get an email and you either open it or you don't, but if you open it, there's a flyer in there. We don't like this way, but it's the only way the school district allows. We would, if we could, we would print flyers and take them to every single school. That's how we used to do it. I understand why they're doing it this way now, but
it's their rule, and we've got to follow their rule.
There's nothing we can do.
When we used to do all the paper stuff, we would count them out. We'd get the list from the school, the office. Abbott, this person has 23, so we'd make 25, and we'd bundle them and everything, take them up to the schools. They just put, well, you knew that.
I didn't know who did it,
Yeah, it was us, yeah. So.
I would think social media is pretty effective at getting word out, right?
It's the main way.
Yeah, it's the main way. So, and
it's mostly free.
yeah.
So that's
So
helpful.
we've sent Colleen the stuff, and I know she's already, it's been on the flash update, and these next 2 weeks, it'll be hit hard. And if you see it if you're not friends with the Kearney Parks and Rec Facebook page, please do. That way, when we put it on there, you can share it to your page. And
If you're not friends of Kearney Parks and Rec Facebook page, shame on you. You're on the park board.
Why are you here?
You're on the park
Right.
board. And I know that's not the case for any of you, so.
please
He's checking,
share.
he's checking.
No, I know.
I know.
I already have.
Why not like keeping Kearney informed?
Because that is, we can share it if I'm personally a member of Kearney Keeping Informed, because it's not an actual city official page, and we broadcast only to our official pages. That's something you need to bring up, but that's how.
But you can share it, Ashton.
Right. Yep. Right. So.
And if we all share it, it's really gonna get
That's
out
the
there.
instruction we've got.
That's the instruction we've got. It's not the official city pages that we control.
From the administrator?
We have a communications director now. I mean, she has taken over really our amphitheater and Parks and Rec pages. So,
Can you make an event? Like a Facebook
That's
event?
what I told them.
yeah.
Because it shows up on
We do
your-
that for every event we have.
Okay.
You have now? Because you didn't before. I'm not saying you.
We have for a very long time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because then it shows up
I've been
on
here
your stuff.
17 years.
Right.
So anyway, that's why. It's not,
I just know more people are gonna see keeping Kearney informed, or the worst comes to worst, Kearney chaos. But keep Kearney informed at least, right?
There's no difference.
please share.
Not really.
So when you see it and you're members of that, please share it. We're not. We are not.
And you can say, I'm city
Okay, it's good to know.
council, park.
Right, reach out to me with all your questions.
Yeah, put that name out there.
Yeah, they'll all ask you and then start complaining.
All right,
I don't wanna
so
get out there too bad.
amphitheater events, the next thing. We just had our last show on Saturday. It was our second most successful show of the year. So it was the Waylon tribute, Waylon Jennings tribute. Got about 1,200 people out there. So the Life 88.5 show, we got about 1,700 people out there. Not counting July 3rd, obviously, that kind of skews the numbers a little bit. But our Best of Motown, we had just over 500, and our Hall & Oates, we had 700. So all in all, it's been a pretty successful year, and we're pretty happy with those numbers.
Any major events out there, or incidents rather, or nothing went?
I'd say the most major thing that happened all year was there were some kids that went down during the Life 88.5 show because it was so darn hot. And Kearney Fire was on it, and everybody lived. So, I mean, it, you know,
It was just really.
it was miserable. Yeah.
They went to the pond, is that what I heard? They went to the pond? I didn't hear.
They went down.
They went down, like they passed
Yeah,
out.
heat.
Oh, it's like they went down where?
I know, that's what I thought he meant too. I was like, down
They
in front
went
of the
swimming?
stage or down.
Down to the creek.
So anyway, that, I was happy too, Ryan, and we were concerned Saturday with the heat, but
Yeah.
had a great time.
I actually remember telling Eric, man, no one's coming to this. It's going to be so hot. And boy, I was wrong, and I'm very happy I was. I mean,
Large.
Very good.
All right, board comments. Anybody have a comment? I went to the concert Saturday and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful. I was disappointed with the concession line. But other than that, I thought it was great.
What was the matter with it?
Too long or?
Too long?
Oh, yeah, it was like really, how long did you wait in line, John?
Oh, shoot. Which time? The first time was the worst though, is because there was a miscommunication with the wristbands. There's people that waited in line twice. They got out there and they needed the wristbands. So then their, Knights Club were saying, well, they need to do that at check-in. Well, it was a free event, so there was no check-in. So that was a little bit of a mishap right there as far as what necessitated the wristbands or where they were being distributed at. But yeah, they were swamped. Larry was, he was hustling back there. You all were, I mean, they did work very hard, but it just, they were overwhelmed. It was just, I don't know if there was.
That was our biggest night in concessions. It was double what the other ones were.
Were you at
Yeah.
Life 88.5?
Do I-
Were you at the Life 88.5 concert?
Yeah, but they didn't sell alcohol at that.
No, but they were lined up in the food line
Yeah.
that long.
Did-
No, I was in Tempe, Arizona that weekend.
I think you told us
that
that was your best,
Huh?
your best actual concession day ever, right? Was,
Well, for food.
yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
this one the other night surpassed that with everything. It
Sure.
was-
Well, they had the bar.
Sure.
No, they did have a bar in there.
We did a concert at America's Auto Auction Wednesday night. Zach Top. You want to talk about lines?
That'll be a busy one.
We had 9
Where's that?
taps running nonstop for 4 hours.
Oh, cow.
And 2,000 people.
Oh.
So this was kind of a mini rerun of that,
Exact.
when we seen that out there, and of course, everybody came in all at once, and
Wanted something, because it was hot.
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
it went right through you.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting to September 16th, 2025?
Make a motion.
Second? All in favor? Meeting is adjourned.
I need signatures, please.